Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is 9 o'clock here tonight on Wednesday, June the 18th. Time for the First Alert Weather Show at 9 o'clock. Our streaming option for you. We do this 7 days a week, and you can comment in too on the 14 News Facebook page. If you have questions or comments, you can throw them in there. And on YouTube too, I try to check those from time to time. The weather is starting to calm down on us. We had a little pop-up tornado warning in Muhlenberg County. I'll talk about that in a second. But looking ahead here, we have a few scattered storms left to go through overnight. It's going to be sunny tomorrow and much drier, and then triple-digit heat indices will be possible toward the weekend. Well, we had a tornado warning out here just to the east of Drakesboro, and that was for a small cell that showed some rotation. Around 8:30 this evening, came up about 3 or 4 scans of the radar and went away. So the Weather Service pulled that early, that warning early. We're not aware of any damage or anything in Muhlenberg County. So that's some good news. We still have some leftover showers and storms coming through, and these will be off and on through the night. Now, don't get too worked up about severe weather. It doesn't look like that will be an issue. Just some rain to add to the humidity out there and some thunder, but that's about it. Our severe weather dynamics, or the ingredients we need for severe, have all kind of moved on to the east. And you can see it was definitely weighted more toward the northern part of that watch area today, up around Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, and now up around Youngstown, Wheeling there in eastern Ohio and northern West Virginia. Look at all the tornado reports. And again, this was out of the tri-state. Here's the tri-state counties way down here. A number of tornadoes today. Not too unusual in that part of Illinois. And the farther north you go, the severe weather season is a little late usually, or later than it is here. We do have some new storm reports in. We'll just kind of glance through here. Elberfeld, we had some tree limbs snapped, and over here by Crossville, we had a medium-sized branch down and some shingles off of a shed roof and things like that. And finally, up in Du Bois County, we had a number of trees down and trees blocking roads and things like that. And the only structure damage I know of, at least that made the storm reports, was at a church up east of Lick Prairie Church. It was actually Lick Prairie Church, I believe, that had some roof damage up there. And Indian Prairie, we had a tree down across Highway 25 or 1100 East. Now, this was all much earlier today, and fortunately, we are done with any kind of severe weather. Now, the risk here is updated every 6 hours, so it's going to stay on slight there or two, but I think we are pretty much done. And then overnight, we drop down to just general showers and storms. Friday, no chance of rain, as all the weather makers will have moved out. However, it is going to warm up. And again, a quick look through the next several hours here on the models, still showing some rain and thunderstorms through the night, and then gradually clearing up. But as I said, we're not anticipating severe weather overnight. The tornado watch actually canceled early, and other than that, pop-up tornado warning, which there was no tornado that we're aware of, just some strong winds around Bremen in Muhlenberg County, but that was it. Looking ahead, next 7 days, not a lot of rain on the horizon. We kind of need to dry out. It's been extremely wet this month and this year. Temperatures are currently in the 70s and 80s now on the board, and where we have not had rain, it's even warmer, 82 in Evansville, mid-70s to our north, and this is not really a game-changing kind of cold front that's kicking up these storms. It's basically going to drop the humidity down for a day tomorrow, and then off we go into the 90s and mid-90s through the weekend. We did make it to 90, by the way. If you were worried we weren't going to do it this year, we did it this afternoon, and it was humid to boot. We had feels like temps around 98 when I was on the news there at 4 o'clock. So there it is, right in the middle of the month there on the 18th. We have our 90 now, so we can cross that off our list. Next stop will be 100. When will we see that? Last 100 was in last August, so it's been a while on that too. Very wet year, very wet month, and warmer than average out there. Temperatures tomorrow, not quite as oppressive. We will have low to mid 80s and less humidity, so just a nicer combination out there. And you can see as these storms continue to move through, a couple of tornado warnings and many severe thunderstorm warnings up there to the north. The low pressure cold front continues its move to the east with high pressure moving in. That's our dry day tomorrow, and then as it moves to our east, we get the backside of that. So all of that tropical Gulf moisture starts surging in, and it will feel tropical here too, especially by the end of the weekend when we have mid-90s coming our way Sunday and Monday. Next week, not many chances for rain at all, at least not through Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, scattered shower or thunderstorm. 71 tonight, still a few storms possible there, but as I said, our severe risk very low. 85 tomorrow and less humid, the nicest day maybe of the week, as we then get into that hot humid combination for the weekend. Juneteenth is tomorrow, a federal holiday, followed by the start of summer solstice, longest day of the year, Friday. High temperature of 89, and we hang on to well above normal temperatures through the end of June, and wetter than normal too. And this is Harold. Harold looks a little irritated, maybe with the heat, the humidity, maybe a random flea, hard to say. That's his foot up there. I think he was scratching his ear, and you know how they do. They get a little edgy. Oh, Jasper Coley, with a question mark. It is absolutely Jasper Coley. I think I left an L out there. I think it's Coley. But anyway, thank you for your picture there. Let's check out the questions and comments on here. All right, Jeanette Rice is in this evening. Laura Gray in Dawson Springs. You are here all the time. Caston Lowry's on a lot too. Janet Stapleton, Jeff Miller, Karen Cotton. Are we done for the night with the bad storms in Illinois? Yes. You might still have a few scattered showers and maybe a rumble of thunder, but that's it. William Raleigh, Evansville missed out on the rain. We did. It all either went north or south of here. Tina Hooser, some power lines and poles down in Bremen and trees, but Central City's okay. Thank you for that update. I appreciate that. Drew Rapp, do I think tornado watch late tonight? Nope, I think we're done with all watches, warnings, etc. Jeanette Rice, Poseyville had 2 funnel clouds this afternoon that tried to come down. We had some trees down, my goodness. It's just been something for everybody this last couple of weeks, hasn't it? Jessica wants to know when it will stop feeling tropical. Not anytime soon. Tomorrow will be less tropical out there. Karen Duckworth, how's Morganfield for tonight's weather? I think you're okay. Still a few little scattered showers and thunderstorms, but that's about it. All right, so that's what we have coming our way. We'll go back here and say goodbye to Harold for now. And I did want to point out, as we get into the weekend and you know you're outside, you're doing more, maybe you're mowing the lawn or you're working in the garden, chasing kids around or going for a walk or run or ride. If you're like me, I ride a bike. That causes you to lose water. And I use myself as a guinea pig just for the benefit here. The streaming show at 9. Anything for medical science, right? So here's what I did. I rode 15 miles an hour, for an hour. I rode 15 miles in an hour. And the temperature was 88 at the time I did this, and the heat index was 90, a very humid, nasty day. And I weighed myself with no clothes on before the ride, and I weighed 197 pounds. When I got back from the ride, I weighed 194.5 pounds. So a loss there of about, 2.5 pounds of water, right? I mean, it wasn't anything else, I don't think. So my water loss was to about 2.5 pounds, which equates to about 6 cups of water. Now, during the ride, I drink water, to try to stay hydrated. I had 2 cups of water during the ride. As a general rule, you should try to not lose more than about 2% of your body weight. So I weigh about 200 pounds. That'd be 4 pounds of body weight. Or 3.9 there. So that'd be about a half a gallon of water. That's a lot of water, by the way. If you lose more than about 3% of your body weight, you're at risk then for heat exhaustion and heat stroke. That's why it's really important to drink the right amount of water, which would be around 8 to 10 8-ounce glasses of water a day if you're active and sweating and things like that. And if you work out or if you work out in the heat, you know, roofing and construction, all those things, farming where you're out, you should monitor your weight, especially, you know, if you get a little woozy or you sweat a lot, and watch for those danger signs of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. And there are some subtle differences. There are also some commonalities between heat exhaustion, which is not necessarily a medical emergency, and heat stroke, which is a call to 911. Typically with heat stroke, all the heat exhaustion symptoms are just amplified. So if you feel a little faint or dizzy, you'll have a pounding headache. While you might excessively sweat with heat exhaustion, you might not sweat at all as heat stroke comes on. Your skin can turn red hot and dry as opposed to like a cool, pale, clammy skin. And nausea, vomiting appears to be a commonality there. And your pulse can get very, very strong and rapid as you get into heat stroke. Your body basically just trying to cool itself down, and you could lose consciousness. So that's definitely a call to 911. And sometimes they'll even administer an IV if you're really too far down the line there with dehydration. And heat exhaustion, usually you can mitigate that just by getting into a cool spot. All right, I fortunately have not had that experience. I've had a few times riding in heat, you know, where you get a little flaky there after a bit, but you know, listen to your body. Don't try to save the day or do something crazy, and you'll be fine. 14 News at 10, we will have the updated heat forecast for the weekend and a look at the radar again to see if we have any additional storms coming in. Please stay safe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tonight at 10 o'clock.